The world of professional photography and videography never stands still. Each product cycle brings higher expectations, new technology, and tougher competition among the leading brands. Nikon, a company with a long legacy of innovation, has been navigating this competitive landscape carefully. The release of the original Nikon Z9 was a landmark moment, demonstrating that the brand could fully embrace the mirrorless era while still honoring the needs of working professionals. That model not only solidified Nikon's reputation but also set a new benchmark for what photographers and filmmakers could expect from a flagship hybrid system. Now, speculation about the next step in this journey is intensifying. Leaks, industry chatter, and unconfirmed reports are pointing to a successor, and officially dubbed the Nikon Z9 II, though many also refer to it as the Z9 Mark II. If these reports are accurate, Nikon may be preparing to deliver one of the most ambitious professional cameras in recent history. With a rumored release window in the final months of 2025, the Z9 II appears poised to go head-to-head with Canon's EOS R1 and Sony's upcoming Alpha 1 Mark II. The projected price tag puts it firmly in that elite territory, but the bigger question is whether Nikon will use this opportunity to redefine the professional hybrid camera once again. To understand how the Z9 II might change the market, it's worth examining the rumored features in detail: the sensor design, processing power, video performance, autofocus capabilities, ergonomics, connectivity, workflow improvements, and of course, its potential impact on Nikon's place in the industry. The sensor is always the foundation of any camera, and the Z9 II seems to mark a deliberate strategic decision on Nikon's part. Reports suggest the camera will feature a stacked 45-megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor. At first glance, this figure may not dazzle those expecting Nikon to leap into the 60-megapixel range or beyond. However, megapixel counts are only part of the story. By holding steady at 45 megapixels, Nikon may be prioritizing a different kind of performance, speed, efficiency, and overall image quality. The stacked sensor design promises extremely fast readout speeds. For videographers, this could be transformative, potentially eliminating rolling shutter artifacts that have plagued digital cameras for years. For still photographers, especially those who cover sports or wildlife, faster readout translates into reduced distortion and the ability to shoot rapid bursts without compromise. This decision reflects Nikon's attempt to strike the right balance. 45 megapixels is large enough for commercial and fine art photographers who need detail, yet not so large that file sizes overwhelm storage and workflow. It also provides an opportunity to optimize low-light performance, which is an increasingly important factor for professionals across multiple genres. Complementing the sensor is Nikon's rumored next-generation processor, the XP-88. This upgrade represents more than a simple boost in speed. It signals Nikon's deeper commitment to computational photography and artificial intelligence. The earlier Z9 relied on the XP-87, but its successor is said to be designed from the ground up to handle the massive data flow of a stacked sensor while also enabling advanced AI-driven features. This new processor could revolutionize how professionals use the camera in real time. Beyond managing data throughput, it may incorporate machine learning to optimize images, reduce noise, blend exposures for HDR, and improve color reproduction directly in the camera. Instead of relying solely on external editing, photographers may find more of their post-production work handled instantly. Just as importantly, the XP-88 is rumored to support both 8K video and ultra-high frame rate 4K recording without overheating or suffering from buffer issues. These are challenges that have hampered competitors in the past, and Nikon appears intent on solving them. Video performance is expected to be one of the Z9 II's defining qualities. Leaks suggest the camera will record 8K at frame rates ranging from 24 to 60 frames per second. This would cover cinematic production, documentary work, and high-motion recording within a single body. Equally noteworthy is the possibility of 4K recording at up to 240 frames per second. This capability would unlock ultra-slow motion sequences previously limited to specialized cinema gear costing tens of thousands of dollars. Internal 10-bit recording is also rumored, a significant improvement for workflows that demand flexibility in post-production. By supporting professional-grade recording directly in camera, Nikon eliminates the need for bulky external recorders in many scenarios. For videographers working in dynamic environments, whether weddings, live events, or on-location shoots, the ability to travel lighter without sacrificing quality is a game-changing advantage. With these capabilities, the Z9 II would not just compete with hybrid cameras but also encroach on the territory of dedicated cinema systems. Perhaps the most exciting whispers surround the autofocus system. Nikon is reportedly investing heavily in AI-driven subject recognition and tracking. This next-generation autofocus could lock onto subjects even in extremely low light or when the subject is partially obscured. More importantly, it may use predictive algorithms based on machine learning to anticipate subject movement. Early descriptions suggest it feels almost like the camera is reading the photographer's mind, adjusting focus to where the subject is about to be rather than simply where it currently is. If these claims hold true, the practical impact would be enormous. Wildlife photographers would be able to follow animals with erratic movement. Sports photographers could capture decisive moments without misfocus. And wedding shooters could rely on consistent sharpness even in dimly lit venues. Nikon seems to be positioning autofocus as not merely a tool for accuracy but as a partner in creative decision-making. Design and ergonomics are also rumored to receive careful attention. The Z9 was praised for its robustness but criticized for its weight and bulk. The Z9 II may address this with a redesigned magnesium alloy chassis that reduces weight while retaining the durability professionals expect. Ergonomic improvements such as a more comfortable grip and refined button layout could make a big difference during long assignments. Another long-requested feature, a fully articulating LCD screen, is also reportedly on the way. This would allow more flexible shooting angles and provide convenience for videographers who need to frame shots without external monitors. While less flashy than processing power or autofocus, these refinements are essential for professionals who use their cameras for hours each day. Comfort, usability, and flexibility often determine whether a photographer sticks with a system in the long term. With powerful new features come equally demanding workflow requirements. The Z9 II is expected to ship with dual CAF Express Type B card slots, an essential choice for managing massive 8K RAW files and high frame rate video. These cards offer the speed necessary to keep pace with continuous shooting, ensuring professionals never lose a critical moment due to buffer limitations. This infrastructure decision future-proofs the camera, making it capable of handling professional storage needs for years to come. Even more intriguing is the possibility of 5G connectivity. If Nikon delivers this feature, it would represent a major shift in professional workflows. The ability to transfer gigabyte-sized files directly from camera to cloud in real time would fundamentally alter industries such as sports journalism, where speed is everything. Photographers could send images directly from the field to editors without relying on laptops or external devices. Wedding photographers could deliver same-day previews almost instantly, delighting clients. Filmmakers could back up footage on location, reducing the risk of data loss. While questions about cost, coverage, and reliability remain, the inclusion of 5G would represent a bold step into the future. When can we expect the Z9 II? Industry insiders consistently point to an October or November 2025 announcement. This would align with Nikon's historical patterns while placing the camera in direct contention with Canon and Sony's anticipated flagship launches. Of course, global supply chains remain unpredictable, and delays are possible. Still, professionals will be watching closely, as timing will be critical for Nikon to stay competitive. Pricing is another major consideration. Rumors place the launch price around $6,000, a clear increase from the Z9's initial $5,000 cost. However, this is still in line with its closest competitors, Canon's EOS R1 and Sony's Alpha 1 Mark II, both expected to cost slightly more. Rising global inflation, trade tariffs, and component shortages have driven prices upward across the industry. For working professionals, the key question is whether the camera delivers enough innovation to justify the expense. Based on the rumored specifications, Nikon seems intent on making that case. The broader implications for the industry are significant. If the Z9 II delivers on its promises, Nikon will not just be keeping pace with Canon and Sony but challenging them head-on in areas they have traditionally dominated. Sports photographers will be drawn to the speed and autofocus system. Videographers will gravitate toward the high-resolution and high frame rate recording options. Wedding and portrait photographers will appreciate improved low-light performance and usability. And across all disciplines, the potential for 5G connectivity could transform how professionals deliver their work. Of course, the success of the Z9 II will ultimately depend on execution. History is filled with cameras that looked unbeatable on paper but underwhelmed in real-world use. Nikon's advantage lies in its reputation for reliability and build quality, both of which are critical for professionals who cannot afford equipment failure in the field. If Nikon translates these rumors into a dependable, user-friendly flagship, the Z9 II could mark not just an evolutionary step but a revolutionary one. In conclusion, the Nikon Z9 II appears poised to be one of the most ambitious cameras ever produced by the company. A 45-megapixel stacked sensor, cutting-edge processing power, cinema-level video options, predictive autofocus, improved ergonomics, robust workflow solutions, and the possibility of 5G connectivity all combine to paint a picture of a system designed to meet the highest demands of professional photography and filmmaking. At a price nearing $6,000, the Z9 II will represent a major investment. Yet for professionals whose livelihoods depend on speed, precision, and reliability, it could prove invaluable. As the rumored release date approaches, all eyes will be on Nikon to see whether it can transform these bold promises into reality. If successful, the Z9 II will not only secure Nikon's place at the top of the mirrorless world but also reshape professional workflows across the global photography and videography industry.